Hello, Kavitha. I'm so happy to hear that your trip went well. Let's take a look and see, because now from our original reading, everything has shifted and you've had this wonderful time together and you had that wonderful ceremony. So let's just take a look and see what comes up. It could be completely different from what we saw in your original reading. So let's take a look and see. I'm actually going to start with this deck. I'm using my two oldest tarot decks. They are the most wise. They are the most just the wisest of all my cards. So I hope that they can give us the information that we need. Okay, so I'm going to get an overall energy for your feelings towards him and his feelings towards you, just so I make sure the cards are on the right track, because I have the privilege of already knowing, because you're so wonderful and include me with all of the details, which I truly appreciate. It really does make my job easier and it helps me give you a better reading. So thank you again, Kavitha, for being so open and honest with me. I feel honored to be a part of your journey and for you to share these things with me, because I know it's not easy, and sometimes when you're dealing with something like this that has to be kept hidden, there's not a lot of people you can confide in. So I just want you to know that I realize that and I appreciate you. And let's see what we have here. So the overall energy, how is Kavitha feeling towards Sudhir? How is Kavitha feeling towards Sudhir? How is Kavitha feeling towards Sudhir? Yeah. So we have the Six of Cups and the Nine of Swords popped out together. You're feeling like you want, so the Six of Cups is like a reconciliation soulmate card. So you're feeling like you want this. You're feeling like this is, it's like a innocent love. It's like a true love. It's something that makes you feel young again. And it is a soulmate card. Sixes are about coming together. And then we have the Nine of Swords. And I don't really have to say much about this card because the imagery says it all. But some of the key words that I will say are tortured. This connection, you're a little tortured over it. Deep in your thoughts, there's a lot of swords represent mental energy. So there's a lot of mental energy to going that you have towards this connection, but we already knew that. Just confirming that the cards are in your energy. So let's see how Sudhir is feeling. I'm actually gonna put those back in case he's feeling any of the same cards. How is Sudhir feeling towards Kavitha at this time? So we have the Queen of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, Justice, and the Four of Swords reversed. This is different than what we've seen before. Queen of Pentacles, he's seeing you as, give me one moment, Kavitha. Okay, Kavitha, thank you for allowing me that moment to just gather my thoughts here. So we have, I'm not going to talk about the first card yet, just because I feel like we have some more cards that are a bit more relevant to you and Sudhir. So we have the Ace of Wands, which is a new passionate beginning. The Ace of Wands is my passion card. It can talk about physical intimacy as well. Sometimes masculine energies, this is like almost equivalent to the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Cups is a new emotional beginning. This is like the more masculine version of the Ace of Cups. So it's showing up in a sexual energy, but really I think what has happened here is because you were intimate with Sudhir, it has awakened he's had this realization where he's always known that he wants to be with you, but it's like it kick-started it. It's like it's like he got a preview of something, and it has reawoken his passion, and it's making him want to move forward. We have the Four of Swords reversed, and so the Four of Swords upright is all about rest, contemplation. And then the reverse, it is about not wanting to be stuck anymore. It is about being quite over this period of not doing anything about it, because we have this passionate reignition. Not that it was ever gone, but it's just like it came in with a bam. His feelings for you were reawakened in a deep, passionate way, and he does not want to stay stuck any longer. He does not want to wait. He feels like he has to, and I'll talk about that in a minute. He feels like he is stuck, but he really doesn't want to be. I feel like maybe it's just been such a long road that now and because of your reconnection, it's kind of making him want more with you, more time, more time is what I'm seeing. And then we have the Justice card, which came in between them. So it's almost like he feels, I do remember this said here, he's a good-hearted person, and he feels quite shameful about being unfaithful to his wife, but he can't. It's an undeniable connection to you. There's nothing he can really do about it. He can deny it, but he's not going to. I'm gonna go ahead and we'll get further into this. Don't worry, Kavitha. This is just the main energies towards you. So, passion reignited, feeling a sense of injustice towards, he feels bad in both ways for his wife and family, and then he also feels bad for you for putting you in this position, because he does care so deeply for you. The Justice card even, give me one moment. I feel like he wants justice for himself in his own life. He wants to not have to sneak around. He doesn't like that. I can feel it. We'll get further into this, but so before, when I paused the video, we had the Queen of Pentacles, and for a moment I thought this represented you, but then I remembered that his wife is an earth sign, like we've spoke about before. And then so I got a clarification, and then we got because I wanted to know if this was trying to represent you or his wife, and then we got the Page of Pentacles. So what I'm seeing here is this is the family, like this is his family. And then there's the Death card. So he's looking for a transformation. He's looking for, doesn't necessarily mean death. He's looking to transform this. He's hoping to, he's wanting to. But again, those are hopes and wishes. Those are not clear-cut actions, which is what we want. So let's go ahead and take a deeper look into this. Okay. So because we know that time is fluid and that things can change, everyone has willpower, but let's just see. So when you ask things in tarot, you're asking for there are many different avenues in which our lives can go. And so when we are asking, will something happen? What we're really asking is that route on my journey likely, is that the likely path that I will take? So that is how I am going to be wording this, just because I believe it gets the most accurate reading, because will they is a little too open to interpretation, I guess. This way it makes more sense for both of you. Okay. Well, is the possibility of Kavitha and Sudhir being together likely? Is it likely that Sudhir and Kavitha will be together in this life? Is it likely that they will be together in this lifetime in a commitment? Is it likely that they will be together in a committed relationship? It's too many. So far it looks good, Kavitha. I'm going to pull a few more. Is it a likely possibility that Kavitha and Sudhir will be together in this lifetime in a committed relationship? Kavitha and Sudhir, show me what will happen. Show me what will happen. I'm just going to point this down for a minute. I'm going to point these at the cards while I'm talking about them. Give me 1 sec here. And I will need just a moment to observe these cards. I'm actually just going to pause the video for a moment. That way it hopefully won't take as long to upload. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is that we already know, I'm being reminded a lot of our first reading with this reading, even though I said it could come up different, and some things are different, but some things are still the same. Sudhir is very afraid. He's afraid to lose you, but then he's also afraid to leave his wife and his family. He's afraid to lose you because he truly cares for you and you are exciting, and where he believes he wants his future to lie. I see that very clearly. Like he does want a future with you. But what's holding him back is the idea of the instability, the financial loss, the logical, practical things are weighing on him heavily here. He does feel very bound to his wife. And if they have an established marriage with kids, then that does make sense. We've talked about that before. I asked, why doesn't he leave his wife? And we got the Queen of Swords in reverse, and so he fears her. She's very cutting with her words. He's afraid of what she'll say. He's afraid of what will be said about him. He doesn't want to pay child support. I see that as well. Or he feels like he would have to take care of her financially. But he knows, he has an intuitive feeling that the tower moment between him and his wife is coming. I feel that because he has such deep feelings for you, it's just naturally going to cause problems between him and his wife. He's going to start feeling resentful towards her. He's going to start feeling like she's holding him back, because that's how he truly does feel, that she is holding him back in that connection, that marriage is holding him back from you. I honestly don't, he wants to hold on to you. That's quite clear. He did, and then this, he didn't have the finances to keep you around. Like you mentioned, that makes a lot of sense. There's a part of him that dreads this third-party situation. It makes him feel not great about himself and the way that he is treating you and his wife. He knows that there's an element of injustice here. But he still wants to. Like, he still wants to be with you. He wants to be this Page of Wands. He wants to take this Ace of Wands and he wants to run with it. He wants to embark on this new journey with you. It's clear in his wants and desires. He needs to, so he's holding on to you. That's also quite clear. He's acting quite selfishly, but it's not coming from a place of like a bravado or facade, or it doesn't feed his ego in any way to be in a third party situation. Like, it truly does make him feel not so great about himself. So that's where he struggles. But really, what binds him is illusionary. And when I say illusionary, I don't mean they don't exist, but things like marriage contracts and social views and financial status, those are all secondary illusionary things, because you believe certain things about them and it's not quite that way. They are not the most essential in life. What is truly essential is to follow your heart and your spirit, and clearly that is what he is being told. His higher self is very frustrated with him, to be honest. I feel like he's being nudged repetitively again and again and again from the universe. This tower is major though, so there is a tower moment happening between him and his wife. I believe he knows it's coming. Might have something to do with money, but honestly, I think it's his feelings for you, because they are so strong at this point. He's seeing her in a different light, in a not so great shade of keeping him stuck and trapped, and that's how he feels. And he doesn't want to hold back anymore. Strength in reverse. He doesn't want to live his life half here and half there. He doesn't really want that. But again, we have the Seven of Swords. I'm sorry, the Five of Swords in reverse. And the Five of Swords in reverse is not... So this man, he has won this battle, even though the other two are... Like, he's won, but it's a honorless victory. And he's kind of happy about it. You know what I mean? These two people are upset, but this is in reverse. So he's not happy about what he's been doing, this shady behavior. He's not looking to win. He's not looking to inflate his ego in any way, but I'm sure you already know that. It's just coming across very strong right now. And I can understand why for you you would feel like, of course, I can't ask him for more. He's truly struggling. He's truly hurting over this situation, and I see that. But to be honest, Kavitha, my advice in this situation, because he is not in a place where he can act. He hasn't decided. He's still allowing these blockages to bind him. He's still allowing all of these, well, if we got divorced, then I wouldn't be able to see my kids, and I'd have to pay more money, and I'd have to find somewhere else to live, and everyone would judge me, and my family wouldn't like it, and I would be disrupting your family, and that's against what I believe, and all of these things. So he's binding himself with all of these mental problems that really could easily be solved by a different perspective. Nothing has to change other than his perspective on this situation for it to move forward. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing him having an epiphany right yet. I'm seeing him still in this bound phase, but to be honest, I think that this will help him make his decision because he feels so bound, because he wants you so much, because it will affect his relationship with his wife. And I think naturally that relationship is going to devolve, it's going to digress, it's going to become tumultuous, it's going to break down just because of those feelings of him being stuck and wanting to be with you. It's going to push her energetically away from him. She's going to be very cold towards him, very cutting. I think she senses what's happening. And of course, if he's feeling such strong feelings for you and you had that ceremony, of course, energetically, it's going to disrupt his marriage. And he knows it's on the road to ruin. And he's only in it because he feels like he needs to give her money. He needs to be the provider. And he has commitments, and he is a honorable man, so he's going to stick to his commitments. But the thing is, that is exactly what his life lesson is in this, is integrity. He thinks he's acting from a place of integrity, but he's not being true to himself. And by not being true to himself, he is putting you in this situation where you're growing in an unconditional, loving way. This is a divine connection. I don't know if I've mentioned that before, but it just became overwhelmingly clear to me that you are a divine feminine and he is your divine masculine. That's why we have the Justice here. That's why you have the Six of Cups twice. We had it. We have the Six of Pentacles twice. The Devil in reverse. The World. Yeah. The thing about, I don't know if you know anything about twin flames or divine partnerships, but they are problematic for a reason, to help each other learn about who they are. And I feel like for the both of you, well, at least for said here, sorry, I'm just getting some information right now pretty heavily. So I'm seeing that for said here, he feels, yeah, like I said, like he's acting from a place of integrity and that he is this way. But yet he's been put in this situation where he feels like he's bound to acting with integrity. But what the universe wants for him is for him to choose to do the right thing for himself, not what he believes the right thing is for everyone else, because he really doesn't know. All he knows is what's right for him. And if he could just alter that perception a little bit, then there wouldn't be a problem. It would be natural and normal for him to express the way he is feeling to his wife, for him to not want to keep her bound as well with someone who is not truly in love with her. If he was in a balanced state, and if he was vibrating a little bit higher, and if he would listen, I can feel the frustration from his higher self. If he would just listen, then he would know that he is being the opposite of what he wants to be right now. He's like living out the dark side, because he's overcoming a hurdle right now, or he's trying to anyways. His higher self is trying to get him to just see it from a higher perspective, just see it from that view where you're not doing anyone any favors by keeping yourself bound. He's not doing himself any favors. He's not doing his marriage any favors, his wife. He's not doing his children any favors. And he's really not doing you any favors. Actually, in a weird way, he is, because you are now opening up in a different way. You're blossoming in a different way. You're learning about unconditional love, because said here cannot give you everything that you want right now, but yet you still love him so much. And that's beautiful. I know it feels bad sometimes, but that is the definition of unconditional love. Loving someone as they are, regardless of what they can do for you. That is the key to ascension in this lifetime, Kavitha. So I just got goosebumps. I'm so honored to be a part of your journey. So let's go ahead and take a look. So really what I am seeing, let's go ahead and see, like, let's ask if we see said here, changing his perspective, freeing himself from this, because what I saw was the potential and also the blockages. So let's see. All right, this deck is, I hardly ever use this deck, but this deck is really speaking to me today. Okay, so what should we ask? What is, we'll said here, be able to remove those blockages. We'll be able to overcome those blockages. He's gonna have to go through, it goes deep into how he relates to the world. It's like he feels like he has to starve himself of that true love because it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing. It's the way his mind works. It's the doctrine of, maybe that's the way he was raised, or in the culture, that is how what is expected of you as a man. It's deeply rooted, these fears and these blockages. Six of Cups again. We've got this 3 times today, in the reverse and the upright. Regardless, you guys are soulmates, and it's showing up very clearly right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of Cups. We still had it twice. So the 7 of Cups represents confusion. I see a breakdown between him and his wife. We have the 4 of Wands in reverse and the Queen of Cups in reverse. 4 of Wands is a marriage card. In reverse, it's a divorce. Quite simple. The Queen of Cups reverse. So the Queen of Cups is usually like a motherly energy. Sometimes it represents a water sign, but really it just a woman holding a heart, kind of like an emotional connection. And in the reverse, it shows represents unbalanced emotions, jealousy, not being able to regulate your emotions, confusion in love. And then the Hierophant also means marriage. So I see it ending. I believe that is what is going to have to happen. I don't see said here coming out and telling and owning up to it. I really don't. He could eventually, but I'm not seeing it here right now of him coming. It's going to be through just the breakdown of that relationship, and she is suspicious. Energetically, she can feel something has shifted, and it's leading to a breakdown. I know before I said that someone could have said something. I'm seeing this more now as like an epiphany. Like her conscience or her inner self is like, it will be telling her like, no. I find, one sec. This woman seems like she's not to be messed with, or she has that kind of feel about her. So I feel, because of this shift that she's feeling, she is the one who is going to distance herself from him. She may even be the one, she may move out, she may be the one to suggest divorce, she may say like, let's just separate. I'm seeing it as her just getting fed up with it. I'm going to get some messages for you, Kavitha. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. Advice for what Kavitha should do next. What should Kavitha do? Okay, so Kavitha, the cards are advising you is to, I'm gonna go back and just check and see the likelihood of Sid here overcoming those mental blockages and coming towards you with the commitment that you deserve. But first, I decided to ask the cards, what should you do in this situation? And the cards want you to embrace yourself. They want you to give the love that you have for Sid here. They want you to hold it close in your heart, and they want you to give it to yourself. Not that you shouldn't be giving him love, they just want you to be able to match it for yourself. We have the Emperor. They want you to embrace your masculine side. They want you to focus less on they want you to focus less on the outcome and return your focus to your journey. Is what I'm seeing right here. We got the Emperor and the Empress for your advice. That is embracing your masculine and feminine side. So it is loving this man and loving your life in the way that a divine feminine would. Unconditional love for others and self. Patience. Being satisfied with what you have at the moment. And the Emperor, this is about being authoritative, setting boundaries, being clear and honest about what you want. They're saying focusing on yourself will mirror onto Sid here and will also help him focus on himself and what he truly wants. It may be difficult because I am a Gemini rising, and so I constantly overanalyze everything, constantly in my head about everything back and forth. And so what that mental energy does is it resists our current situation. So they want you to stop waiting to see what will happen, and they want you to make things happen for you. They want you to stand in your power. We have the Empress here, which encompasses all of the queens, all of the elements, but then we also have the Queen of Rods, and the Queen of Rods is a very ambitious, independent, fiery energy. She is very beautiful. She is very self-sufficient. She is focused on her own goals. And that, what this reading is saying is that returning your focus to yourself is going to move this situation forward. Sid here has his own blockages and his own karmic debts that he needs to tie up and his own lessons to learn. You can't really help him with that, unfortunately. It's not that you're incapable or you are not important enough to him for you to help him. It's just that this is his own personal journey, and he needs to learn these lessons and come to these realizations on his own. He needs to go through a bit of a dark night of the soul to reawaken and to find his power again, so that he can take actions that reflect what he's feeling inside. We have the Nine of Pentacles, which is all about being independent. This is my Beyonce card. So this is like a all of these cards, like you have strong, like all of these, the Empress, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands. You're just, this is wonderful. This is a beautiful energy to be in. No one could resist this woman. No one. Coming into that energy is going to, I think we actually did talk about this in another reading as well, but you embracing your own power and focusing on your own goals is going to move this situation forward. It may take time, but the less that you focus on the lack of what you have, the faster it will go by. If you don't like the situation that you're in currently, it's all right to acknowledge that. I'm not sure if you know anything about manifestation and the law of attraction and all that, but let me know in an email. And if you need some resources, I can provide those for you, because I'm just going to tell you one real quick. When you're in a situation, when you look at your reality and you aren't happy with certain aspects of it, to continuously notice them and complain or long for a difference, something like that, it resists your current situation, and whatever you resist persists. And so if you want this relationship to change, you are going to have to make intentions. I intend for Said here to leave his wife. I intend for him to overcome those blockages. I intend for him to focus on himself in the same energy that I am focusing on myself. I believe that this is going to be incredibly healing to your situation. I know it's very hard, but it's showing me that you must let go of it on a daily basis. Like any negative thoughts that you have regarding the situation, like, oh, he's never going to leave, we're so stuck, all of these things, try to distract yourself from that, because that any thought that you hold in your mind and feel for more than 17 seconds manifests. That's the law of manifestation. So cut it off before it hits 17 seconds. You need to be aware of what thoughts you're thinking about this situation, because it doesn't need any more stagnation. It doesn't need any more energy pushing against it, because what Said here is struggling with right now is deeply rooted fears, deep-rooted beliefs that are holding him back from coming towards you. So try to think general about it. Everything happens for a reason. I know he truly loves me. I intend for him to get over his fears and come back towards me. Try to think in those terms when you are thinking about this situation, because I believe that is going to help Said here remove those blockages. Because I truly do see you being divinely connected. And so when one person works on themselves, the other person's energy must match it. So in some way, if it's not of their own decision, it will be the universe stepping in to heal them and to progress them in the way that you have also. So let's see the likelihood of Sid here getting over these blockages, because that is truly the only thing that is holding him back from this. I think I've told you that. It's just those blockages. He really, truly does love you, and I do see that, and I feel it. Again, yeah. me grab one more card here. 6 of Cups on the bottom of the deck again. Complete soulmate relationship. I said here, you're going to be able to remove these blockages. He's torn inside. He wants to offer this cup of love to you. He wants to say it. He's afraid of hurting her. He's also afraid of hurting you. Why is the 10 of Pentacles in reverse? Yeah. It's going to take for his wife to suggest the breakup. Or it's going to take for things to get a little bit worse, I think. He's very conflicted. These are very strong energies. He wants to move forward. He's in the Knight of Cups energy in the reverse, though, so that is a very, like, immature kind of energy. I'm seeing that he wants to. I'm seeing, again, I just see the blockages here. Will he? He should. He still has some learning to do, unfortunately. I see him wanting to. Let's get more. We'll sit here. Remove these blockages, be able to get over them. Will he be with Kavitha? Will he overcome these obstacles? Will he overcome these obstacles? 5 of Rods. Again. Yeah. I do feel bad for him because I know he's going through a hard time right now, but also the energy is so very frustrating because it's like his higher self is saying, like, if you could just see things a little bit differently, there would be no more struggle, there would be no more tension, no more blocks. They're so easily removed from just like a little bit of a different perspective, and everything could be so different. One card, please. It's going to take him some time, but I do see him leaving his wife. You have the 4 of Rods reversed again. Divorce. He wants to be that for you. I think it's just going to take to the point where he feels like he doesn't have to feel bad by leaving his wife. I think that's the point that he's going to have to get to. That will allow him like an excuse to get out of this relationship. It's going to be her. It's going to be her acting over jealous and suspicious and things like that. And it's going to push him away to the point where he's not conflicted anymore. In the reverse, he has an epiphany that he needs to end this marriage. King of Pentacles. That's his energy. Okay. The more healing you do on yourself and the more you focus on yourself, the more it will bring forward this kind of transformation between you two. Focus on yourself in the meantime. He still has a lot of work to do in terms of changing his perception of the situation. And he also, again, like I said, I feel that he strongly will not want to do it of his own fruition. Like he's going to need a really an excuse that lets him off the hook from this relationship. But he does truly love you. I feel his frustration and his shame. I feel his shame. I'm going to pull one oracle card for you. This is my Angel Oracle deck. Just a little bit different today. I know you you requested just tarot cards, but I feel that the angel card deck could be of some help to you. So what messages do we have for Kavitha? What messages do we have for Kavitha regarding her situation with Sadir? What messages do we have for Kavitha that will guide her and bring her ease in her journey of self-love with her twin flame? Victory. Your prayers have been heard and answered. Have faith. All is well. Everything is happening exactly as it's supposed to. With hidden blessings, you will soon understand. What I'm getting from this card and what was just clearly said to me was, things may seem like they are not going anywhere, or that these blockages are preventing you from being together, but really what it's doing, it is preparing the foundation for the both of you to come together in a spiritual divine union. And he needed to correct certain things about himself. He needed to grow and learn to be the man that you deserve. You've also done a lot of growing and learning throughout the situation and throughout your whole life, and it has brought you to this point. Everything is happening exactly as it is supposed to. Victory. You will have victory. Your prayers have been heard and answered. Teaching and learning. Keep an open mind and learn new ideas, then teach these ideas to others. You're both teaching and learning from each other in spiritual and through third dimensional ways. You're learning how to level up with each other, and I think that's beautiful. And I know it seems hard and it makes you feel a lot of things, but that's the point. That is the point of evolving. It's like your diamond that is being polished. Both of you are being polished. He would not be able to be with you currently, obviously, because of the current way that he is thinking. But I also feel that because of his limiting beliefs about what being a man is and what the right thing to do is, because he had to learn those lessons, if you guys were together at this point in time or in the past, it wouldn't have worked out. I feel that you are a more spiritually evolved person. Not saying that like he's less than you or you're more than him. It's just that you're on different stages of your spiritual journey, and you are, it's like you're going to school and you're majoring in something, and say you're majoring in unconditional love and he is majoring in divine masculine integrity, what it means to be a man, that kind of thing. So it's like you guys are both mirroring each other in the way that you are learning deep spiritual lessons through your relationship with each other, which is exactly what twin flames do. And there is oftentimes there is a separation between you two, but all is well. Everything is happening the way it should be. Victory, teaching and learning. So I believe that like once Sadir overcomes the perception that he currently has, he will move towards you. Keep your mind on you, and if your mind does wander to Sadir, I want you to use the phrases, he can't stand being away from me, and he is growing, Sorry, I'm getting a few different messages right now. What would be the best for Kavitha to say to herself for her intentions? How should she set her intentions? Sadir can see that I am the right choice for him. Sadir can now see that I am the right choice for him. Use that one. That one's coming in strong. Sadir can now see that I am the right choice for him. Sadir is freed from illusionary blocks. said here is freed from illusionary blocks. As I focus on myself, he focuses on himself. As I focus on myself, he focuses on himself. Send him love and light, and try to remain confident in him that he will overcome these, because these are very deeply rooted things that he is going through, and I know it's very frustrating for you. Generally, divine feminines reach higher levels quicker, and so it may be very frustrating to you, even though I do feel like you are a very understanding, very loving person. All is well. All is well. Everything is happening exactly as it's supposed to, with hidden blessings that you will soon understand. Okay, Kavitha, and I really hope that that helped you. Again, so just to quickly recap, he loves you. He wants to be with you. Just those blockages, and once he has gotten to the point where he can lift the veil, things change for him. He is given an excuse to feel okay about leaving his wife. Either way it happens, then he will make moves to come towards you. In the meantime, you need to focus on yourself. The more you focus on yourself, the more he focuses on himself, and the more he awakens to the realization that it's okay to do what he wants to do. It's okay to leave his wife. It's okay. Everything will be okay. And it's actually the more spiritually correct move to do, and the best for all involved, to be honest. Because right now everything's just a fake situation for him, so that's not good. He will come out of this, and I do see you guys getting together. Regardless of the outcome, though, this is a divine partnership that is serving you to grow spiritually and to evolve. And like I said, I see you ascending. I see you reaching higher spiritual levels through this connection. And I know that's not always what you want to hear. I mean, that's great, but you want to know that yes, absolutely, for sure, you will be with this person. I'm seeing it's very, very likely. I'm seeing a lot of possibilities of different ways it can break down. Through his wife, through his perception changing. But the main message, Kavitha, is for you to focus on you. Send him unconditional love. Act with integrity if you want him to act with integrity. That's what I'm hearing. Okay, so I hope that this helped you, Kavitha. Please email me back and let me know if you enjoyed this reading, or if you still have some questions that you need cleared up. I would be happy to take another look for you. Again, thank you so much for allowing me to look into your situation, and I feel honored to be on this journey with you. And again, this is a very spiritually charged reading today, so love and light to you, Kavitha. Have a wonderful day.